Justice died in the Wake County courtroom of Judge Mark Sternlicht the afternoon of October 26, 2021, in Crystal Mangum's libel defamation case against WRAL5 News and its CEO James F. Goodman is irrefutable. The ex parte hearing, in which Ms. Mangum was prevented from presenting her case-in-chief, unable to call her witness Dr. Haar to testify, and being denied the ability to enter into evidence documents supporting her case, represents deprivation of her fundamental and constitutional right to procedural due process as is guaranteed in the 5th and 14th Amendments. For a plaintiff's civil complaint to be dismissed by a black rober after hearing only the defendant's motion for a dismissal is unheard of, and very likely represents a case of first impression. Clearly, the procedural aberration adopted by the judge was to facilitate a desired outcome, one not favorable to the Duke lacrosse accuser Mangum. It is highly likely that Judge Sternlicht was very much aware of Crystal Mangum's strategy for the upcoming October 26th hearing, which relied heavily upon Dr. Haar's testimony as a witness to challenge the veracity of the state prosecutor's case in convicting Mangum of second-degree murder in 2013. Basically, that the manner of death and cause of death as averred by medical examiner Dr. Clay Nichols were incorrect. Also, Dr. Haar's planned testimony would include Duke University's failed premeditated kidnapping of Haar at a 2010 event in the Duke Law School building, and the subsequent defamatory media coverage by defendants in Mangum's instant case against WRAL5 News. Risk of the 2010 intrigue by Duke and the libelous and defamatory reporting of WRAL5 News becoming a matter of court record were unavoidable unless Haar's testimony was silenced, and the only way to achieve that would be to deny Ms. Mangum the opportunity to present her case. And that is exactly what happened when the black rober made his final decision with prejudice after hearing only the defendant WRAL5 News' presentation. The extraordinary and unfathomable move in holding an ex parte hearing with a permanent and final decision for dispositive motions not requiring an exigent hearing is what took place in this Cooper appointee judge's courtroom. A total aberration and assault on justice and equity. Of all the many procedural due process rights violations to which Ms. Mangum has been subjected, Judge Sternlicht's ex parte hearing sits unchallenged at the top. In a May 22, 2022 letter to the editor in the News and Observer, Mr. James P. Davidson from Lillington, North Carolina, wrote in his submission about current NC Supreme Court Justice Phil Berger, Jr., quote, "The most fundamental requirement of a judge is impartiality," unquote. Most Americans would consider this comment to be universally correct. Problematic with Ms. Mangum's forays into the courtroom has been the assignment of judges who were far from being impartial. For example, in her malicious prosecution complaint, there was a judge switch in which the initially assigned judge, Honorable James Hardin, was replaced by Judge Carolyn J. Thompson, who 4 months earlier had been appointed to the Superior Court bench by Governor Roy Cooper. Likewise, Judge Sternlicht, who was assigned to Mangum's case, had been similarly appointed recently to the Superior Court judgeship by Governor Cooper. It is apparent from Judge Sternlicht's morning courtroom session statements regarding the place of equity in the justice system, the latitude given to pro se litigants to assure their participation, and the grace applied in rescinding his previous ruling, that his judicial ideology is consistent with an adjudicator highly valued for meting out justice. Therefore, his unexpected deviation from judicial ethics of impartiality can likely be attributed as repayment to Governor Roy Cooper for his appointment to the North Carolina Superior Court, a sort of quid pro quo. It is important to keep in mind that the prosecution of Mangum in Mr. Day's death was never about obtaining justice for him and his bereaved family. It was about exacting vengeance against the Duke lacrosse accuser Mangum for her sexual assault allegations against the 3 white Duke University student athletes. Without doubt, the judge's overriding duty is to preside over a hearing or trial that is fair and which delivers a ruling that is fair, not one that is desired, as has been the experience with Miss Mangum's cases. What this instant case demonstrates is the extremes to which a supposedly impartial adjudicator will reach in order to attain a desired outcome, not dissimilar to allowing only the home team to come to bat, extending its at-bats until it is able to push a run across home plate, regardless of the number of outs recorded, and then ending the game with the home team declared the winner in a shutout and without the visitors having the opportunity to go on offense. This sports analogy of such a hypothetical and atypical baseball game best fits visitor Crystal Mangum's legal fight against home team WRAL5 News in a contest umpired by Judge Sternlicht in the Wake County Courthouse in Raleigh, North Carolina on October 26, 2021,